It's time to look at how CrateDB can be used to provide insights into fast-moving, continuous streams of data. I'll then also show you how to use data stored in other databases in your CrateDB queries with foreign data wrappers. Let's begin with streaming. A data stream is a continuous flow. There's no defined beginning or end to it. Data arrives constantly, usually as the result of events happening in a system. Some examples being a user clicking on a website, a new entry being created in an application log, or perhaps a sensor providing an updated reading. Streaming data is often time-sensitive in nature. Because data is continuously arriving, insights from the stream are best obtained using aggregations or queries over a rolling time window. CrateDB's ability to ingest and index data at high speed, along with its flexible schemas, make it ideal as a database for working with streaming data. Specialized software is often used to manage data streams. Let's take a look at an example with one of the most popular open source streaming packages. Apache Kafka is an extremely popular open source event streaming platform. Its Connect interface integrates with hundreds of event sources, which create events, and syncs, where event data is ultimately stored for long-term analysis. Events are received by Kafka and published onto different message topics. Consumers subscribe to these topics, receive message events, and perform processing on them. This processing may be performed by other specialized frameworks, for example here Apache Flink. Event data can be inserted into Crate